episode 2 of To Heck in a Handbasket. I'm here with my brother, Denny, and this is Kenny. We are brothers on earth, and we are brothers in Christ. How's it going today, Denny?
Well, Kenny, I'm not doing real great, man.
What happened?
Well, I was on my way to
Spill it.
the church this morning. You know how busy we are doing stuff around here, and I saw a cat run out in front of me, and I ran it over. I feel really bad about it.
That happened to you today. I mean, do you have any verses that may be able to help lift you up? Do you have any cat-related verses? Did the cat get away? Well, this is the thing about the Bible. It doesn't say this in the Bible, but it says it in my life Bible. Cats have 9 lives. If they didn't have 9 lives, it wouldn't really matter, you know? Let's hear that verse. Let's see. Lift me up. Lift yourself up.
It is Psalms 137:9. Happy is the one who seizes your infants and dashes them against the rocks. That's how quick life goes.
Even for cats.
Even for cats.
Who have 9 lives.
9 lives.
Tuna flavored 9 lives.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Well, poor cat. That is very disappointing to hear. Is your car okay?
Well, I'm not so much concerned about the car.
Wait, were you in your car?
Yes. I was in my Ford Fiesta.
And you ran over a full cat with your Ford Fiesta?
Well, I caught the back half of it, and that's what makes me sad.
See, I thought you would be on like your Razor scooter, because I know that's how it's ever since the I didn't know if you wanted to talk about that or not.
Let's not talk about that. Listen, if it's close, I just go ahead and drive. It's no big deal. It's taken care of.
Okay, flat out, I'll ask you right now. Did you run over a cat in your Razor scooter? Look me right in the eye and tell me, did you run over a cat with your Razor scooter?
Yes, okay, I did.
Okay, see, sometimes you just have to let it all out. You know,
how do you think I got this big rash on my elbow? The big scratch on it. I went tumbling.
In the immortal words of Ted Nugent himself, It looks like you got a little cat scratch fever.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So, good one, dude. Good one.
Thanks. Thanks, Denny.
No problem, Kenny.
We're brothers.
On this earth.
And in Christ. So on today's episode, we have a few topics. I thought we would let the listener in on, stories about our dad. You know, he's a very interesting man. As you learned last episode, we inherited his church. And we got so caught up, we didn't even name the church.
Well, we didn't remember the name.
Well, yeah. I mean, we've been going here since birth, but
I just call it home.
Yeah, why not?
It is my earthly home.
We spend so much. I mean, you spend so much time in one place. Why not go ahead and call it a home? It's our home here on earth.
It is the home here on earth, where our earthly Father taught us so many life lessons. Go on.
Well, to people who haven't been going here, it is called St. Bernard's Good Faith Church. Some people call it St. Bernard's Church of Good Faith. It depends on which side of the river that you're on. Pretty big church. We just got it a couple weeks ago when Dad passed away. We're still figuring out ways to make it better. It's been a struggle. Let's just say it's been a struggle. But we thought we'd tell a few more stories about Dad and what type of person that he was. You may remember this, Denny. Do you remember the episode? Do you remember the episode he took back when we were kids, where he would have these secret meetings, and I mean, when I say secret, nobody was allowed. Just a slight handful of people.
You just knew when it was going on.
I mean,
The air got chilly.
the air did get chilly. I don't know if they turned up the AC or if it was like raining outside. I mean, it was during the winter, but I mean, it was colder than it should have been.
Put a chill on you.
Do you remember that time that we snuck past the door of one of those meetings?
Yeah, I remember that.
I mean, how do you recall it?
Well, I was younger, so I probably wouldn't tell it right. How do you recall it?
Well, okay, I'll jog your memory a little bit. So, cold winter day. Colder than usual. You know, it's about 33, 34 degrees outside.
You're talking about that time down in the basement, right?
Yeah, that's exactly. It's funny that I only had to say how cold it was outside to jog your memory.
It was just so, like, there was so much snow on the ground. And
how much snow?
A lot, dude. I don't know.
You seem shocked by it. This is serious business, folks. So, me and Danny, we can get a little rambunctious sometimes. We decide that we're going to go see what Daddy's doing. Our Father, here on earth, anyway.
Earthly Father.
Our earthly Father. We go right behind the door, kind of sneak in. There's a coat rack and just enough coats to cover me and Denny. Now, do you remember?
I remember going down there and doing that, and I remember the day, but I don't remember what was going on. I remember being perplexed by what was going on in front of me because it looked so strange to me. As young as I was, you had to explain to me. You remember I said, Kenny, what is he doing up there? Why is he moving like that? And you explained it to me.
Yeah, I honestly, I mean, we're not too far apart. I didn't really know what was going on either. Like, I just saw this group of people, maybe 10, 12, and it was all really peculiar. Like, I thought, one, all these people are wearing the same shoes, Fila's. They're all wearing Fila brand shoes. I was like, well, that's kind of weird. I mean, I maybe have seen one person wear a pair of Fila's out of a group, but all 10, 12 people, that's weird. Do you remember the other weird thing?
I'll never forget the other weird thing. The other weird thing was they were in the process of dyeing Dad's hair blonde. Like, everybody had blonde hair.
That was weird, wasn't it?
And we see two guys on each side of Dad and his head in a sink in the basement there. And
our dad is famously redhead.
Famously. Pale skin, red hair, freckles. We look nothing like him, which is odd. But to see him blonde-headed would be a trip.
And we did. We saw it that day. It's like, why are these 10 or 12 people dyeing our dad's hair blonde?
Everybody in the room had blonde hair. And
they all had hands on him, too.
Every one of them. It was really strange.
So, we step back. I mean, we're still looking around. Still kind of figuring what's happening here. And then I see Dad take a golden chalice. And it had what looked to be red Kool-Aid in it. And I don't know exactly where he pulled this from, but then he started just like sipping and kind of pouring it on his face. And at that point, Denny, I remember this vividly. We screamed, we run out of the room. We don't know what happened after that point, but
back up the stairs we went.
And from that point, he was blonde-headed, and after that day, it seemed like he spoke with a new power. It seemed like he could invoke people, he could instill power or fear into people. So, that's just a short story, small guy, just a small story about our dad. Very interesting man. May he rest in power. We have your church now, Daddy, and we're doing it. We're doing it big for you.
We got the podcast. We got the PlayStation 2s.
We actually no.
We're working on getting a
we're wor-
PlayStation 3.
We're working on getting a PlayStation 2.
I
We
just have
didn't.
to get my eBay account back in good standing.
Well, Dave and Buster's actually just emailed us last week and said we owed them more money. So that's going to be something.
Apparently, we left without paying the tab. Apparently, you can have a tab for sodas.
I know.
I
Right?
thought they were free because, I mean, my gosh, we paid to get in.
I mean, you pay for the one, and then the rest of the night, like wait, no,
free refills. Apparently,
was
it's a
not
tab.
the case. So somehow they got our email and they emailed us the bill.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still working for that PlayStation 2, Daddy.
Mm-hmm. But the kids at the youth lock-in,
That has not stopped them from having fun.
they were going to love it. We're going to have Vacation Bible School coming up soon, and that's the lock-in's going to cap it off, and it's going to be fan-freaking-tastic. Excuse my language, but I'm just getting so pumped to see these kids' faces when we serve the Lord.
So, what do we have in store?
Well, let me pull up my list here. This is for the information. I know a lot of the young kids like podcasts.
Okay, well, I actually have one of the perks right here, and this is a big one. We're going to have Sobe Life Water on tap.
Ooh, we're getting fancy up here at St. Bernard's.
And listen here, not only Sobe Life Water, we're going to have the original Sobe. We called them up. It's like, do you still make this stuff? And they're like, yeah, we could supply your whole church with Sobe Nirvana.
It might be the date on it. Don't pay attention to the date. It's going to say
I
something
would not
funky.
say. And when I say we called them, I called like a third-party distribution center, and not the actual Sobe.
Fast Lane, wasn't it?
We called, was it?
Top Cat Mart?
No, it wasn't that.
We're busy, folks. We're not just youth pastors.
We put a lot of effort into this Sobe project, but
To give life, you have to have life water.
that's what I've always said.
Mm-hmm.
To give life, you have to have life water, Sobe, that is.
Mm-hmm.
And to have Nirvana, no, don't break out your CDs, folks. Just break out your Sobe. Crack open a cold Sobe. We're definitely not sponsored by Sobe, that's for sure.
We just like it.
We just enjoy it.
So anyway.
Don't pay attention to the expiration dates.
No.
Not a thing. Doesn't matter. It's basically sugar water. Sugar doesn't go bad. Water doesn't go bad.
The seal is not broken.
The seal's not broken.
It's fine.
It's the freshest Sobe that you can buy in 2018.
Exactly.
What else we got over there, Danny?
We also, I splurged a little bit and bought 1 tin of the Altoid sours, the grapes. Yeah.
I'm actually really stoked.
Kenny
about
remembers those, harking back to 2005.
You only bought 110?
Well, it was over $100.
Where'd you find that?
eBay.
eBay had 110. Did they have any tangerine? Personally, those are my favorite.
I got 1 of the tangerine and 1 of the grape. And with all the kids, I figured we each probably get 1 or 2 little pieces.
Will anybody have to like cut one in half?
I mean, if I have to give up a half, I'll give it to one of the.
Do you want to split one?
Yeah, I'll split one with you.
That's good. Thank you.
But
we're brothers.
That took about $200, give or take some change, out of the budget. Which it's an investment because these kids haven't got to enjoy the Altoid sours like we did growing up.
There's nothing that kids love more than old candies.
I just hope that they enjoyed it as much as we did. Again, don't pay attention to the expiration date. It's just sugar.
Oh, and you think we only had one type of drink? Well, okay, yeah, I've already mentioned the Sobe Life Water. I already mentioned the Sobe. Well, guess what, guys?
Mm-hmm.
I got some Mondos. Mondo squeeze drinks.
Yeah, for when you get that 3 a.m. tired feeling, grab you a Mondo. They're going to be in the Yeti coolers that we got.
You want fruit punch that burns your throat? Oh, just crack open a Mondo.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got, Denny?
Well, as far as refreshment goes, we're not going to have a whole lot of soda. We don't want the kids to get too
I mean,
out of hand.
we've named like 3 sodas, but I mean, I guess out of all the sodas,
Those are
those
not
those are the
caffeine
yeah,
intense.
no caffeine here.
As far as food goes, we are going to have pizza. No, not delivery. It's it's gonna be late at night, so we got some DiGiorno's from the local grocers market.
You splurged on DiGiorno's,
We bought
Denny.
stuffed crust.
Denny, I
DiGiorno's.
told you specifically Tony's. Tony's or Red Baron, and you splurged
Listen,
on DiGiorno.
these kids are picky eaters, and most of them don't get good pizza. So I got the stuffed crust DiGiorno's. They were only $7.50 a pizza, which I mean, it's not a big pizza.
Okay, stop right there. How many did you buy?
Well, I expect to see at least 100 kids there. So I bought 80 pizzas. I bought all of the pizza that they had at 3 Walmarts locally.
Okay.
I went to 3 of them. I figured 80 was a safe number. That's about 2 slices per kid. If there's 100 kids and 80 pizzas, that's about right.
that's about proper math. Now, I mean, what kind of toppings did you get on that?
They all are just cheese. That's
Just cheese.
I don't want to offend anybody, but we can't be.
I mean,
I don't want them to go to waste. So
I've already made the poster for this, and I put pepperoni pizza on that poster.
Oh.
I put PP on the P.
Well, I'll get some bags of pepperoni and put them. I'll get the church card and I'll go to the grocer's market and get some pepperoni bags.
There's nothing kids love more than 1, old candy, 2, cold pepperonis on scalding hot pizza. You're doing a great job, Denny. You're doing a great job. What else we got?
Well, we've also got some Dell squares
And
to snack on.
remind me what those are again.
They're devil squares. But,
okay, I remember.
I think
This has been years ago. This is me and my brother here. We took issue in the local Kroger because we went in there. We just wanted some snacks. Okay, we go in there, and I see a little. It's a little Debbie.
little crazy little thing. Yeah, am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and these little snack cakes called Devil Squares. And
makes me mad just to think about it.
I can't get on board. I cannot get on board. I don't think anybody else should get on board.
If that doesn't show you there is persecution against Christians, nothing will get through to you.
If you can put something so bad as the devil,
let it sink in.
Like you're using
think about it.
The devil's name.
Right on the packaging, and
right
you
on
can't
the packaging.
tell me kids aren't packing these to school.
And, I mean, don't you think it's corrupting them?
I think it's the filthiest stuff I've ever seen in my life, and I think it's a genuine persecution against Christians.
Yeah, I mean, I realize it's just chocolate and it just has some stuffing. It's a standard snack cake, but the fact
you cannot let it say devil.
Denny's tearing up a box of them right now. He doesn't even want to hear it.
I hate them.
Tear up that box.
I hate devil squares.
God, he is struggling with that.
It's so hard to get it.
Denny is a very weak-armed man.
Dad didn't play softball with me like he did with you.
Well, wait. Well, he did play softball with you. He played baseball with me. I didn't want to say anything, but...
And he only played softball with me because our sister needed practice.
Rest
and I
in
had
peace.
To catch. Yeah, that's...
Well, that's a story for another time, too.
I hate them.
I'm going to let you go ahead and destroy your box there. And he is still... Here, I'll talk while you're destroying that. I'll talk here. Um, we had a hashtag. Oh my god! You don't even have to destroy. Oh
Alright.
put the
I
box.
hate Del Squares.
So we just decided, we're going to buy all the boxes, cover up some of the letters, make them Dell squares. Dell's fine. It's not. It's a fine name. It's not evil anymore. People can enjoy these snack cakes without having to think about it.
It sounded like a great idea.
It sounded like a terrific idea. So we had the hashtag Kroger hates Christians. Hashtag Kroger hates Christians. But that's in the past. So we did have like 75 boxes of those left.
Church credit card, PTL.
The Kroger would not take those back. So what can you do? So we've talked about all the snacks that we're going to have there. Those kids are going to have their bellies full. They're going to have their bellies full of snacks, of old candies and scalding hot pizzas with freezing pepperonis. Can't wait. What kind of activities you got on the deck?
We're going to have a little movie night for the kids.
Oh, okay. I mean, what kind of movies? Yeah.
We're going to do something a little bit controversial. Some of the members of the church aren't necessarily happy about it, but we're going to do some scary movies.
Ooh.
We're going to give the kids a little trip and, movies that are scary but still family oriented. We don't want these kids going out and downloading illegally scary movies that could damage their psyches. So we found movies that are just scary enough to really tickle their fancy and
just to give them a spook. I mean, it doesn't have to be a full-on scare, just a little spook.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get spooked in the night.
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes I'll wake up with a full scare,
Mm-hmm.
but then it turns out, I'll wake up for a couple minutes and then it turns into a spook.
A half scare?
I guess you could call it a half scare, but man, sometimes
I wake up with a full scared, like, I wake up terrified some mornings, and I'm like, I'm not even scared. Why am I terrified right now? Like, and I'm looking around, and I'm like,
yeah, it's like I wake up in a cold sweat. I was like, I was just dreaming something like extremely scary, and I have a full scare right now.
I'm telling you, man, at least 2 to 3 days a week, I wake up with a full scare.
And sometimes you just have to...
Not even dream about nothing scary is the weird part. And then it's like...
Why do I have this? Why do I have a full scare right now?
I asked God, I said, God, let me beat off these demons.
I think it's about the only way to get a full scare.
What's that?
Just sometimes you have to beat off the demons.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you beat off, you will get rid of your
full scare. Gotcha. But what kind of movies you got over there?
Well, I know there was some controversy over it, but we have the original Ghostbusters. Ooh, scary.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Ugh.
Bustin' makes me feel good. Bustin' makes me feel good. Great movie. But it is a little controversial because, there's some risque scenes. There's some pretty horrifying scenes in that movie, especially for our youth group. So, what other movies you got on deck?
Well, we also have Beetlejuice, which is a little bit...
He says some pretty raunchy things in that movie.
He does.
One, it's about being dead and raising the dead and going to a different... See, they go to a different reality. It's like, man, what's happening? What is this trying to teach these children?
That's going to be the second one. I'm hoping most of them are asleep by then.
So maybe the older kids are staying up for that third one. And what is that third one?
The third one is God's Not Dead.
That is perfect. I was going to say...
If they can stay up all night for a scary movie, they can stay up for a good Christian movie, is my thoughts.
And
2 movies before that that'll scare the pants off of them. They need to get right with the Lord, and on the last and final one, and get a good message before they leave to get picked up in the morning.
if there's still kids awake after that third movie, you'll never guess. I found this the other day at the Peddler's Mall on DVD. The Passion. How are you going to have a lock-in, a youth lock-in, without a viewing of The Passion? One of the best movies ever made.
It's it's definitely the greatest movie ever made. In my HO.
Honest opinion?
In my HO.
Okay.
IMHO.
Speaking of abbreviations, this brings us to the next topic. We're tired. We're tired of this old WWJD.
Dude, that is
It's been
so
used.
outdated. Come on.
I mean, I remember people walking with the WWJD
Back in the 90s.
bracelets, and then the sunglasses where one lens would say WW and the other lens would say JD. People would wear those. I've seen it.
It was great in 1999. It was so fresh and so cool.
But we're still using it. Why? Why are we using it?
Hashtag get over it.
We're done with it. We need something new to replace WWJD.
Something that just really rolls off the tongue better.
Here's one of my favorites. WJDT.
WJDT.
Would Jesus do that? It's more condescending, and I think that's something that
That's what you need with peer pressure these days.
you have to. It's reaffirming. It's thinking. It's saying. It's really questioning. Like, would Jesus do that? It leans into that. Would Jesus do that?
If you had a joint in your hand, would Jesus do that?
Someone's offering you a Budweiser. Would Jesus do that?
Oh, you want me to partake in this gang weed? Would Jesus do that?
Your friends are cussing and you want to cuss too. Would Jesus do that?
Oh, your friend decided he's going to be a liberal. Would Jesus do that?
Your friend wants to partake in a devil square. Would Jesus do that?
Oh, my friend's over here drinking a nice sweet tea from McDonald's. Would Jesus do that?
Actually, I think he would be doing that.
Those things are amazing.
From my readings and my studies, Jesus loved sweet tea.
He loves sweet tea.
Jesus loves sweet tea.
He loves sweet tea.
Here's another one.
I love sweet tea.
Go ahead and finish your song, Denny.
Sweet tea. Jesus loves sweet tea.
I think it's one of Danny's trigger words. Anytime I bring up sweet tea or he says sweet tea, he kind of goes into a trance,
I
starts
love
singing.
sweet tea. He loves sweet tea. Jesus
Maybe
loves the sweet tea. Devil loves the sweet tea.
Danny, did Dad have any like one of those secret meetings with you that? Okay. All right. We'll talk about it later. Here's another one. WWJDT.
Rolls right off the tongue. I like it.
I didn't stutter one bit when I said it. And that stands for, why would Jesus donate that?
It speaks for itself. You need to, if you got a bad attitude with your mother or father figure in your life, you need to ask yourself, why would Jesus donate that? He would donate that bad attitude, right? Is that what you're getting at?
Here's what I'm getting at. And this has always been a problem in the church. We get bad clothing.
Ugh.
I'm tired of getting these ugly sweatshirts.
Grandpa died. Let's just throw all them ugly clothes from the 70s out to St. Bernard's. We don't want them. Sorry.
Like
Those are ugly.
What are we going to do with them? Like give them to the homeless people? They're not going to want to wear them either.
No,
they would
that
rather
stuff
freeze to
goes-
death.
Yeah, if you bring it to St. Bernard's, I promise you, it goes straight in the trash.
It's just useless.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to be there.
Penny loafers, things of that nature. Ugly suits, like suits that make you ask.
We need more flannel. Yeah, that's exactly what we need. These homeless people, they're going to love wearing a Quicksilver shirt from Hollister. Yeah, I doubt it. I don't think they're going to be wearing that at all.
It just really begs the question, WJWT, would Jesus wear this?
Isn't it? Why would Jesus donate that? But I kind of like your take on it too.
I just call it how I see it. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. Do not donate anything like that to St. Bernard's. It's a new church. Me and Kenny are running the show now. It's more progressive. It's more liberating. It's we're not in the business of helping sinners. We're in the business of saving souls.
Here's another one.
And your ugly, ugly jacket's not going to do anything for anybody's soul but kill it.
I mean, yeah, it could keep somebody warm, but is it going to keep them stylish?
If they're not warm already,
go home, burn it, move along.
Well,
we hate you. Move along.
Your jacket sucks.
Here's another one.
Okay.
WWJDD.
Mm-hmm.
Where would Jesus do donuts? And this one goes out to you, Jeff. We caught you the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have cameras at the church, Jeff. We saw you in your Camaro.
You know.
We saw exactly what you were doing. And
we love a good Z28 IROC Camaro.
Listen, we like classic cars.
Pop a Def Leppard tape in there. Oh, who wouldn't want to spin donuts
Pour
in that thing?
some sugar on me.
In the name of love.
In the name of Jesus.
Exactly. And what would Jesus do? Would Jesus do donuts there, Jeff?
Yeah, like, this is church property. We have to clean that up.
We have to pay somebody to plant new grass there.
What does somebody think when they come in to St. Bernard's? They pull into the parking lot and they see
a sign halfway knocked over for one.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far, but
damage to the church is it's inexcusable, and he does not deserve an easy way out for this.
Listen, our sign right now, it just says Nards.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go to a church named Nards?
It's embarrassing.
It took out half our sign, people going to go across the highway.
It says Church of Nards out front right now.
That's all it says, Church of Nards. And it's like, well.
It took out Kenny's picture. It says Church of Nards, and it's got a picture of me. And it's really embarrassing. Because, we have those fatheads, I think is what they're called. Me and
Oh,
Denny.
you stick up on the wall? It's like a full body thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a big
yeah.
sign that says Church of St. Bernard's, and on
Took
the
out a part of the sign.
left it has a big, huge cutout of Denny and Kenny on the right side.
Took out a huge chunk of the sign. It's a picture of you, your bottom half gone, just your face, and it says Church of Nards.
I mean, I saw my torso hanging out of the hood of the IROC when he went to church Wednesday.
Did you say anything to him? Well,
I did. I said, Jeff, I see your car in the parking lot. I see what's left of my fat head that we spent a lot of money on, and it's like, why didn't you at least get it out of the hood? Like it's hanging out of your car.
the grill. Yeah.
And he said it jammed up the latch and he can't get to it.
That's
and I
weird.
was like, well, that just kind of incriminates yourself, doesn't it? And he's like, well, I asked the Lord for forgiveness. And I was like, I think we're turning a leaf here.
You know, I asked him the first time, and this may have been before you asked him, and he's like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it, Kenny. I didn't do it. And he kept on walking. So I'm glad that he's finally coming around.
Yeah, he definitely seemed to be more repetitive about it, which he had Rita with him, so maybe that was the reason for his attitude to change. They're back together now.
You know, that's I think that's a positive step. I think that's a good step for Jeff, and we'll overlook this one time. We'll pay for the sign ourselves.
We'll pay for the new grass.
Pay for the new grass. Pay for the blacktopping.
I was wanting a bigger sign anyway. The blacktop looks atrocious now.
I mean, we're going to have copper-plated blacktop. I think that's the only way to do this church right. If you're going to come into a parking lot, you have to be shiny. You have to look like a nice church. That's all I'm saying. If
you want to see streets of gold, you don't have to go to heaven. You just got to go to St. Bernard's.
You don't have to watch Wizard of Oz and see that yellow brick road. No, just come to our church. We have a nice parking lot.
Just come to Nard's Church.
I guess for the time being, we're just going to be Church of Nards.
Mm-hmm.
Here's another one. WJWTDT rolls right off the tongue. Number one.
I had that one memorized already.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I don't want to stop your flow. Go ahead.
Okay. Here it is. Would Jesus want to do that?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yep, pretty good. So I mean, this is kind of a different take on would Jesus do that, but it's a little bit more wordier, and it cements it into your mind. Would Jesus want to do that? It's all in the phrasing of it.
I think a lot of problems that our young Christians are facing in today's world,
they're dumbing down.
They're dumbing down our Christians, and that particular one, I won't repeat it for time's sake, but I know it. I think it really adds to the repertoire of our young Christians when they're out at these public schools that
use more words.
I mean, let's just be honest. Use more words.
You don't always have to cut it down to just letters like OMG, LOL. Like
who does that anymore?
Here's the next one. ITWJWD rolls right off the tongue. Always does. Is this what Jesus would do? Now this is more.
That's reflective.
It's reflective. It's kind of diving into yourself.
That's when we have our little Christian boys and girls that, you know, when they've gone down the wrong path and when they have the needle right here above their arm, that's when they say,
is this what Jesus would do?
Yeah.
ITWJWD.
That's what they would say. And I think it would help them. I think let's make it cool again. Let's make IWJDTD. Let's make that cool, man. Let's get that on a bracelet because that could save somebody's life, okay?
If you're thinking about killing yourself, all you have to do is look down.
Mm-hmm.
What is this on my wrist? ITWJWD? What does that mean?
No,
oh, yes.
Nobody worth their own weight in salt is going to cut a wrist that says IWJTDW.
Is this what Jesus would do? Yep. ITWJW.
Nobody's cutting their wrist today, not with that bracelet on.
Everyone will remember it, rolls right off the tongue. Nobody's going to cut the wrist.
And that's a part of the care package we're going to have at the lock-in that's going to cap off VBS.
Oh, yeah. Did you order the bracelets? I didn't want to say anything.
I got purple. I got green. I got yellow. I got red. I got pink. I got
the whole color spectrum.
I got yellow. I got orange. I got red.
Great.
I got green.
Okay.
I got red and black and white and brown, and I also got red, and I also got green. I got yellow, blue, orange, purple.
Any others?
I got red, I got purple, I got green, I got blue, I got red, I got yellow, I got orange, I got green, I got yellow, I got purple, I got blue, I got orange, I got red, I got orange, I got yellow, I got green, I got blue, I got orange, I got purple, I got yellow, I got orange, I got green, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, 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 red, orange, yellow, green, blue, orange, yellow, green, blue, orange, yellow, green, blue, orange. I got red, I got purple, I got green, I got blue, I got red, I got yellow, I got orange, I got green, I got yellow, I got purple, I got blue, I got orange, I got red, I got orange, I got yellow, I got green, I got blue, I got orange, I got purple, I got yellow, I got orange, I got green, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, 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 red, orange, yellow, green, blue, orange, yellow, green, blue, orange, yellow, green, blue, orange, black, 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 black.
All these bracelets will have the new
The standard.
It's the new standard.
It's the
ITWJWD. Just remember it. I do have one more though. I mean, just in case that one doesn't stick. WHATCG. Where have all the Cowboys gone? I love Paula Cole. That's all I wanted to say. And here's the thing. It doesn't always have to be religious, folks.
If you can't,
If you like something,
separate it.
that's cool. If you like a song, great. Implement
Spin
it
it.
into your life.
spin it into your own life.
If it makes you happy, spin it. Listen to it.
I love listening to Milli Vanilli,
Really.
and
Girl,
that's about as far as Christian can get away from without
you know it's true.
Exactly. And when I hear that, I think of the Lord. I think of God coming down and pointing and just pulling his hands down to me from the heavens and saying, "You know it's true. You know I'm true. You know I'm
Girl,
real."
you know it's, girl, you know it's, girl, you know it's true.
That's God talking to me right now, to each little boy and girl out there. That
Girl,
is God telling you, I am real and I am here to
girl, you
save
know
you.
it's true.
That's the way I spin it. I don't let the world bring me down. I spin it into how can I glorify God with this?
We're big fans. So, here's another thing that happened to us recently. We wanted to have some promotional material for this podcast, and we decided, hey, let's splurge. I mean, we have money. We
It's an
have
investment.
it's an investment. This church has money. We have money.
With no online presence though, which is surprising because that's free.
We're
Other than the website we got.
we're resurrecting, much like Jesus did. We're resurrecting this church. We're taking
It's a new
what our
church.
dad. It's going to be a new church. Our dad did. I mean,
Church of Nards is going to be so much better than the Church of Saint Bernard.
that is very true. I think it's already a better name. I realize maybe, strange things happen sometimes. It's just the way of God. So, I mean, maybe he didn't want us to have a way of God.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he put Jeff in contact with our son because he wanted our church. Because he knew our church with the new moniker, Church of Nards, is going to be bigger, better than ever.
I think God and I think our Heavenly Father and our earthly Father both wanted that to happen. I think our dear old earthly Father Benny wanted a name change, and I think he wanted things to be different because he wants us to succeed.
So, everything I said about Jeff earlier, I have to apologize. He was put in place to give us a new name.
Mm-hmm.
But back to it, we were talking about we need promotional material for this podcast. If we're ever going to have an online presence, we're going to have to put a little bit of money in so we can get a lot of money back. It's all about money.
Every bit of it.
So, we decided to get some pictures.
We hired a professional, and I use that term loosely, a professional photographer.
Snap, snap.
Snap, snap, baby. I'm just going to say he needs to be boycotted.
Well, we went in there. He seemed kind of snotty.
A little bit.
We walk in. We're in our Sunday's best.
Sunday best.
We're in our Sunday's best, R.I.P. And as soon as we walk through the door, are you guys wanting to get your picture taken?
Like, yeah,
It's like,
that's why we're here.
You nerd.
Come on, loser. Get with the
Yeah.
jocks.
Come on, speak right. Just talk right. That's all I'm asking.
Just shoot us straight, Doc, if that is your real occupation.
So we get in some poses, and I wanted to show some affection to my brother.
Of course.
We're brothers, so
of course. We're brothers on this earth, and we're brothers in Christ.
So one of the poses, I thought it would be nice. I thought it would be a nice gesture of me and my brother kissing. There's nothing wrong with that.
We are brothers in Christ.
We're brothers in Christ.
If Jesus came today,
wouldn't you want to kiss him?
you would kiss that beautiful, beautiful Lord and Savior on the mouth.
And you wouldn't have any reservations about it. So, photographer boy, he starts getting a little weird about it.
Mm-hmm. Like he's never seen it before.
Like he's never seen two brothers open mouth kiss. What's the big deal, photographer? If you're a real photographer, maybe you would realize this is art and this is what's going to get us clicks.
It's what's going to get people to our website.
They're going to see
churchofnards.com.
Oh, you already got the website.
GoDaddy.
Ooh, GoDaddy. I'm glad you went GoDaddy because that is a good Christian website.
Definitely.
I mean, it has daddy right in the... Anyway,
I miss my daddy.
Me too.
My earthly daddy.
Rest in power, Benny.
He's with my heavenly daddy now.
Miss your daddy.
Anyway, go on about this photographer who got all whiny because we kissed each other.
Well, it wasn't even. He started getting creepy. He started getting creepy on us. He started questioning. Like one question was like, "Hey, are you guys into DP?" And I look right over.
Of course.
Yeah, I look over at Denny.
I think he got the idea that we were pastors.
Yeah, like I mean, we were once again in our Sunday best. I look right over at Denny. He's like, "Yeah, what's this guy's deal?" Of course, we're into daily prayer.
Hello. I guess we didn't make it clear we were youth pastors, and that was what this was all about.
Oh, did you say youth pastors? We're big boy pastors now.
We still pastor the youth.
Yeah, that is true. It's fun. That is kind of weird that our church is primarily kids. I hadn't thought about it, but I guess that's just what.
For the most part, I mean, it's just because we take the bus and pick kids up because they can't afford.
I mean, they can't drive. It's
there.
more
They
of a
can't
service
drive.
to them. Church of Nards is about
Church of
giving
Nards
back.
is about giving back.
So, yeah, I mean, he kept on getting more creepy, started asking us weird questions, and I think this guy should be boycotted.
I think DP for him did not mean daily prayer.
It should have meant double prayer.
You pray once in the morning, you pray the second time in the night. You better be hitting your knees before you hit the bed, boy.
And then he asked us if we liked BBC.
Obviously, yes. I mean, there's no questions asked.
At first, I said no because I don't watch any British channels. That's just this not my flavor. I
Doctor
don't
Who,
get it.
though?
I don't get it.
I love it.
I don't get it. And Danny, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. I watched it one time. It was garbage.
Wrong.
But Danny corrected me.
Not true.
In what he was saying. And
That's false.
he goes into this thing. Anytime I bring up Doctor Who, he just starts.
That's not true.
Doctor Who.
False.
Doctor Who.
Never happened.
Doctor Who.
False.
Doctor Who.
What?
Okay, he snapped out. Close one.
I got my Donald Trump there.
Anytime I would bring up Doctor Who, he goes in this weird denial. I don't get it. But
Fake news.
Denny, what did BBC end up standing for?
Nothing that is need to be said on this podcast where young Christian minds can be shaped.
I thought he was driving at Big Bountiful Christ.
Down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. What else?
One of our rival churches.
Speaking of rival churches,
I hate to segue so quickly, but I knew.
Well, I mean, let's go ahead and tie up this loose end. That photographer, boycott him. He's a terrible guy. Get on. Well, here's one thing you need to do: get on Facebook. Do not friend him. That's the first thing. Do not friend this guy. You don't need him. But here's the other thing I would recommend: talk badly about this guy to your friends.
Vaguely, though.
Publicly. Don't. Oh wait, yeah.
Don't say his name.
Don't say his name. Do not say his name because I mean, if you want to be a good Christian person, you're not going to say him by name. I think that's been bad taste.
Loose lips sink ships.
Loose lips sink ships. Wait. LLSS? Hey, do you have one of those bracelets?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Get on Facebook. Do not friend him, but vaguely talk badly about him without mentioning him.
And if people ask who it is, just refer to a camera. I think they'll pick up on it pretty quick.
I think they'll know that we're talking about this really specific photographer.
The only one around.
The only one in town, really. The only one that's decent.
Yeah.
Do all that for us. Because this guy, ugh.
Ugh.
Gross.
Oh my gosh, he's the worst.
The absolute worst.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Takes phenomenal pictures, but
I mean, if
Come
he's going to
on.
have a creepy attitude, a gross
Mm-hmm.
attitude, he's grody.
I don't even think he's a Christian.
I don't think he is either. But you brought up rival churches. And, if you go out of state, people say your rival church.
Mm-hmm.
That's not normally a thing, but here in our hometown, there's a competition. We compete for souls. We compete for the people that come in and out of our doors every day.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what it comes down to. I think if your church can save a soul better, which ours does, Church of Nards,
Good on you.
bring it in.
Bring it.
Bring it in to our church, not any other church.
If you or someone you love needs their soul saved, bring it to the Church of Nards.
So one of our rival churches egged us last week.
Pretty immature.
And I'm not even talking about the building. They egged us right to the face.
Literally, we were standing. We were having a hot dog sale at the local Walmart to benefit our youth group.
We need the money. We have money, but we need the money.
But we're trying to get our youth group uniforms for our little boys and girls.
Okay.
And we're trying to raise money for that because we want them in uniform to be serving Christ.
And here's what happens. The church, Christians under New Testaments,
loosely termed Christians, look them up under Facebook under CUNT.
Christians under New Testament.
C.U.N.T. on Facebook. They have a Facebook page.
Just go to c.u.n.t.com. You'll find their website for Christians under New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
These guys pull up in the Rolls Royce.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a full 24 eggs.
24.
We just said, no, guys, we're trying to sell hot dogs here. Don't
Blocka.
egg all over our face.
I mean, come on. If anybody from CUNT is listening, why be a I don't even know the word for it, but you're being something really bad right now.
I can tell how upset you are right now. You can't even think of the word.
I can't. It's just...
It's ugly.
It's just CUNT has no reason to act like a real... they're very unchristian-like. How can you have Christian in your name? That's the C in CUNT is Christian. And how can you possibly have that and expect to be well thought of in the community when you're...
It's ungodly.
It's unchristian-like.
You're doing bad acts toward another church.
Mm-hmm.
Why do that? Yeah, I mean, we're all about competition, but friendly competition, that's in bad taste, especially because those eggs were rotten and they tasted bad on my face.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we're going to get them back next week at the softball tournament. So,
and on that note,
okay,
on revenge.
Oh, here's a good one. Oh, here's Denny with his classic lines.
I'm going to give you.
Here it is.
In Kings 2:24.
Love it.
And he turned back and looked upon them, and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tare 42 children of them.
That applies there.
Yeah, CUNT. That's you.
Yeah. Just go read that verse. Think about it. Read it again.
Read it.
Turn around. Go home. Turn around. Say it again. Read it. And then come back to us and apologize. Shake your hands when we whomp you at softball next week. All right? That's all I'm asking. Shots fired. So, Danny, I think that's it for this episode. Do you have one more verse to lead us out?
Well, I do have one more verse
Okay.
to lead us out.
Make it a good one. Make it an uplifting one.
Okay. You want uplifting? Well, I've got a book that is known for uplifting,
Okay.
a book that is known.
Wait, is it something from Luke?
Oh boy,
Is that one?
Luke.
Luke. Is there something from Luke?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is from Luke.
Thank you.
Are you ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is in Luke 24:8.
Luke.
God brought him forth out of Egypt. He hath, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. He shall eat up the nations his enemies, and shall break their bones, and pierce them through with arrows. But there will not be arrows next Sunday. We're talking
Home
bats,
runs.
softballs, in the park home runs.
And Church and Nards, 10+ home runs.
We're going to see a
Hands
mercy rule.
down.
5 innings, we're out. We're outie, C-U-N-T. We're outie.
Yeah, you'll be begging for mercy.
Mercy rules.
Denny steps up to the bat, out of the park.
Hit it twice.
Kenny steps up to the bat,
Hit it twice.
and that's it.
Yeah.
You're done.
There
In
will
that
be
order.
nothing left of C-U-N-T when Kenny and Denny run all over it.
We're done. That's it for this week and this episode of To Heck in a Handbasket. For my brother Denny, I am Kenny. We are brothers on earth, and we are brothers
In
in Christ.